You're standing on the moor at 3 a.m., the thinking hour, the hour where your reflection is the only thing that doesn't lie. For centuries, you've been the ghost in other people's stories, fixing their gardens and teaching them how to fly, only to vanish before they see the strangeness in your eyes. But tonight, the ancient stones have moved. They formed a doorway that finally offers you what you've never had, a place to belong. Welcome to Fable's Adventures. I'm your host, and today's narrative, The Door That Keeps, is for the Wanderers. It's a story for our 16-plus audience about the heavy choice between finally being known and staying to help those who are still broken. If you've ever felt like you're the bridge, but never the destination, this story is for you. Please subscribe to join our circle of listeners. Let's walk into the mist. The stones are already singing.
You're standing on the moor at the moment you should be leaving, and you know it. Know it the way you know your own reflection is lying to you, the way you know that laughter tastes like copper when you've been holding it in too long. The stones have moved again, not far, just enough that the pattern they're making matches something in your chest, something that hums in the frequency of before, of when, of the places you came from that you can't quite remember and couldn't explain if you tried. You've learned not to try. People don't want explanations. They want the shimmer, the warmth, the theatrical flourish of a hand gesture that makes shadows dance like they've been waiting their whole lives for permission. They want the magic without the mechanism. They want you, but not you. Not the part that doesn't quite fit in the seams of the world. The mist rolls thick tonight, and it smells like home. That's the problem, isn't it? You've been collecting homes like other people collect regrets, each one a temporary doorway that closes the moment you step through. Edinburgh, where you taught a girl named Mira that her anxiety was just a spirit afraid of the dark, and together you convinced it to dance instead of prowl. Manchester, where you helped an old man's garden remember how to bloom, coaxing forgotten flowers from soil that had gone hard as judgment. London, where you gathered 7 strangers in a basement, and for one night they believed they could fly. One night, always one night, or a season, or however long it takes before the strangeness starts showing through the cracks, before they notice you don't age quite right, before they catch you speaking to things they can't see and realize the conversation is a two-way street, before the question forms behind their eyes, the one that always, always comes. What are you? You've never had a good answer, but the stones know. The first time you arrived on the moor 6 weeks ago, there were 3 circles arranged in a triangle formation, ancient and weathered and patient in the way old things are. You remember because the air tasted different here, like starlight and rust and something that hadn't been named yet. The stones seemed to lean toward you as you walked, and you felt it then, the first time in centuries. Recognition. Not the warm, uncertain kind you've cultivated so carefully in 100 temporary homes. The deep kind. The bone kind. Now there are 5 circles, and they're not arranged in a triangle anymore. You've mapped it obsessively on your phone, comparing photos from morning to morning like you're tracking a disease. The patterns shift by dawn. Slight rotations, subtle repositionings that would be invisible to anyone not looking for them. But you're always looking. You're good at looking. It's one of the things that makes people trust you so completely, this absolute attention you pay to them, like they're the only real thing in a world of beautiful shadows. The stones are arranging themselves into a pattern you almost remember. It's 3 a.m., the thinking hour, the honest hour, the time when your reflection in the phone screen is clearest, because everything else has gone dark. You're sitting between two of the shifted circles, back against cold stone that seems to vibrate with purpose, and you're writing messages you'll never send. To Mira, did the anxiety come back? Tell it, I said hello. To the Manchester man, how's the garden? Is it still blooming? To the London 7, do you still believe in flying? You don't send them because the answers would break something you've been careful to preserve, the fiction that you matter, that you stay, that love you've given hasn't just evaporated like morning mist the moment you left. Better to imagine them happy and unremembering. Better to be the ghost that made their lives shimmer for a moment. Better than the truth, you're leaving because you have to, because you always have to, because the moment they truly see you is the moment they start taking steps backward. The mist tastes different tonight, sweeter, like something is finally done waiting. When you walk the full perimeter of the 5 circles at dawn, you see it clearly. The pattern isn't random. It's a doorway, not metaphorical, not the theatrical kind you've learned to create. Those temporary gateways where a basement becomes a sky and broken people become briefly whole. This is structural, architectural, the kind of door that, once opened, stays open or closes permanently. No in-between, no temporary, no, you can visit, but you have to leave. This is a door that keeps. Your hands are shaking as you trace the pattern, and you're laughing. That terrible, breathless laugh that only comes when you're standing at the edge of a choice that will unmake you either way. The moor is holding its breath. Even the mist seems to pause, waiting to see what you'll do with recognition, with belonging, with a place that sees you completely and doesn't flinch. You could open it. You know you could. The stones are practically vibrating now, aligned and ready, humming in that frequency that matches your forgotten origins. You could step through and finally stop being the wanderer, the bridge, the shimmering thing that passes through people's lives, leaving traces of magic but no footprints. You could stay. You could be known entirely, completely, without the shadow of strangeness hanging over it. The moor wants you. The stones have been singing your name since you arrived, and Mira will never know why you stopped texting. Manchester's garden will bloom itself back into nothing without your touch. The London 7 will wake up one morning convinced the whole thing was a dream, and they'll spend the rest of their lives half believing in magic, but never quite knowing it was real. You sit down in the center of the pattern, the focal point, the place where the doorway would anchor, and the mist wraps around you like it's been waiting for this. Your phone screen glows cold blue in your hands, and you look at yourself in it. Fractured, distorted, honest. A broken mirror that still reflects. Not yet, you whisper, and your voice sounds like laughter and like goodbye simultaneously. You stand up slowly, and the stones seem to groan in disappointment. Or maybe that's just the wind. You walk away from the pattern, away from the perfect alignment, away from the place that finally sees you. The moor releases you reluctantly, the mist thinning as you move toward the edge of its territory. Behind you, you can feel the stones trying to rearrange themselves back into that pattern, trying again and again to call you home. You don't look back. You're very good at not looking back. But this time, as you reach for your phone to write messages you won't send, you stop. Instead, you open a new contact. You name it Moor, and you type, "I'll come back when there's no one left who needs me, when I've loved everyone else to wholeness. I'll come back, and the stones can finally close the door behind me, I promise." You don't send it. Some promises don't need sending, they just need witnessing. By the time the sun rises fully, the stones have returned to their original positions. 3 circles in a triangle, ancient and patient, waiting. You walk toward the nearest town with your pockets full of starlight and your laughter still shimmering in the cold air. There's someone there who doesn't know yet that they can fly. There's always someone. The moor can wait. You're good at making people believe in magic. You're just learning, finally, that you believe in it too, even if it means never staying long enough to see how the story ends.
The stones returned to their triangle, and the door closed. For now. It takes a different kind of magic to walk away from home because you know there's still a world that needs to learn how to fly. To be the ghost that makes others shimmer is a lonely path, but it's a beautiful one. I have a question for you. If you were offered a door to a place where you were perfectly understood, but you had to leave everyone you've ever helped behind, would you step through? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. If this story resonated with the unfit parts of your soul, please like and subscribe. And if you want to build your own ancient moors or shifting circles, the Fables Adventures app is linked in the description. Until next time, don't be afraid of the things only you can see.